Yo, what's up everyone? Mike here, hanging out on the mushroom farm today. I'm actually in my kitchen, okay? And I'm about to cook something up. I've got some mule deer. This is mule deer right here. And then I've got these giant oyster mushrooms that I grew. So these are actually the blue oyster that I grow here on my farm. This is the King Blue strain. And if any of you guys want to pick up any liquid cultures and grow the King Blue yourself, you can head over to my website. I've got the link in the description box below. So just go ahead and check that out. And I want to say, if you're tuning in right now and you're into mushrooms and farming and you haven't already clicked that subscribe button, make sure you click that subscribe button right now so you get more mushroom and farming videos like this in the future. But anyway, let's get on to cooking up this food. These are excellent meaty mushrooms. I've sold these to chefs for years for different like meat replacements and stuff like this. I actually had some vegan chefs back in St. Louis where I used to live and sell my mushrooms. They turned those into this amazing chicken sandwich. It was like this vegan chicken sandwich they made with my blue oyster mushroom. So I'm kind of going to do something like that, but I'm just going to put a little buffalo sauce on these today. I've just been craving that flavor, so that's what I'm going for. I'm going to have that as like a side with my mule deer burger. So anyway, let's get to cooking. Okay guys, so right now I got those mule deer burgers. They're in the skillet. They're cooking. So what I'm going to work on is I'm going to work on preparing these oyster mushrooms. Now I got some sawdust on these still. I'm going to trim that off there. And then I'm just going to tear these into strips, okay? And I'm just going to kind of tear it along the gill. Okay, so now what I'm showing you guys here is I'm just going to cut off that sawdust there, get that base thrown away. The rest of that is all going to be edible there. It's a little bit chunky at the bottom, and I'll show you kind of how to work with that. But basically, I'm just going to start tearing this mushroom into strips. Get some nice kind of bite-sized strips. Think about kind of like the texture you're going to want to be eating and how it's going to cook up, and that will determine about how big of a strip you should be making. That's about the right size I'm doing right there. About 1/2 inch or so, 3/4 inch, up to 1 inch in thickness, I'd say, but no more than that. And I think it starts to get a little funny if you get them too thick, but that's a pretty good thickness right there. And here we go. I'm just going to kind of tear this one up. We're going to do the exact same thing right here. Okay, so now I got them all torn up. I put them in the colander. I actually rinsed them off with a little bit of water so we can get our batter to stick on them. I'm just going to use a little bit of cornstarch. Here we go. Okay, everyone, so we're getting ready to batter these up. Check it out. I got my Myco bag. That's because I'm a single dude and I don't own any cooking ware for the most part. So, yep, don't give me too much crap for making a bag. I know I'd have less waste if I used Tupperware or something like that. Maybe one day we will upgrade to Tupperware. But basically, I'm putting some cornstarch in there. I've got some garlic powder I put in there. Put a little salt in there. A little pepper. I even put a little cayenne pepper in it. Now I shake it up and kind of mix those spices around. Let's take a look at our burgers. There's our mule deer burgers cooking up all nice right there. I decided to go ahead and pull them out. Went ahead and put some cheese on them. Check that out. Got them all cheesed up. They're ready for their toppings. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to put these aside, and we're going to finish up cooking these oyster mushrooms. Okay, guys, so check it out. I got the oyster mushrooms kind of torn into strips, and I just kind of washed them off really quickly, kept them in the colander, and I like to kind of shake them like that, okay? And what that'll do is it'll get just enough water on there where it'll hold this cornstarch breading on there, but not too much where it's going to get cakey and stuff like that. I will say be careful how you're battering your mushroom strips. If you put too many in your cornstarch at one time, it can like kind of clump it up and make it weird and funny. I'm only making this one batch here, and I put just enough cornstarch in here where I can pretty much dump this whole thing in here, shake them around, and then I'm going to dump it back in the colander and kind of like shake any excess off, just to make it quick and easy for myself. But I'm going to show you guys exactly how I do this right here, just to make it nice and quick and easy. But if you're doing a lot of them, it might be wise to do them just like 1 or 2 pieces at a time, because the batter gets a little funny inside that bag. It gets moisture to it and just awkward if you put too many in at one time. Shake and bake, baby. If you ain't first, you're last. I did pretty good with those. These will turn out all right. I could have got maybe a little more breading on there if I would have taken my time a little better with them, but hey, these are going to turn out nice. And I'm personally just a fan of the good old Frank's Red Hot. Just put it in a Myco bag and put that on everything. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm just going to dress my burger up right now. I do a little bit of onions, then I put some lettuce, a little bit of mayonnaise and ketchup on there. Let me know how you guys like to fix up your burgers. And then I just went ahead, dumped on those buffalo blue oyster mushrooms, and then I got myself a little petri dish with some ranch dressing in it. Alright everyone, so that was like a mule deer burger with some buffalo blue oysters. It was absolutely delicious. I just like polished off all of that, so I didn't like. There's none left. I'm probably gonna cook it again probably later for dinner. I still have some oil left, you know, and I've actually got like an extra burger, so I'll probably eat that again for dinner because it was so good. If you guys have any suggestions for me or any recipes you'd like me to kind of try out on the channel, just drop it below in the comment section. I'll be sure to check it out. Also, if you guys have any questions for me, just put them down below in the comment section and I'll address all your questions. But hopefully you guys found this video helpful and informative. And if you did, please drop this video a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But that's all I got for you on this one, and I will catch you guys on the next one.